Hello, leader. Have you been up against a downturn in your marketplace and there's less demand for your products and services? So now you're wondering if you need to downsize your team. Now, it's certainly not what you planned for, and you may have hung on for as long as you can. You may even have gone into debt to cover payroll for a while now, and it's time to make changes to your team. On today's show, we'll be talking about a variety of ways that you can reduce payroll spending temporarily as you weather the storm of a downturn or an impending downturn due to world events. So let's have a frank conversation. I'm going to share 6 options for you when payroll and people are at the forefront of your concerns. Welcome to the Stacking Your Team podcast. This podcast is for anyone looking to strengthen their leadership skills and build a high-performing team. I'm your host, Shelli Warren. Leading people can be tough, but it's a skill we can all continue to develop. You already know that whether your workplace is big or small, people are your greatest asset and often your largest expense. That's why you take your role seriously and want to keep growing as a leader. You'll find that each episode is designed to provide practical solutions that you can apply immediately. So let's dive into today's episode with a couple of quick reminders. No one escapes team troubles, including me, and the team that got you here may not be the team that will get you there. It's super uncomfortable to worry about making payroll and worrying about how to fill your team's service provider calendars when your client pipeline has dried up. I feel for you. So let's help you make a few informed decisions. Now, I want to remind you, before we dive into this topic, that I am not an HR professional, nor am I an employment law expert. And I am Canadian. So as we talk through these options, if something piques your interest and you think it might be a fit for your needs, your first step would be to revisit your state or province's Employment Standards Act or the U.S. Fair Labor Act. Checking in with your own country's state, provincial, or territorial guidelines will give you more clarification. All of those websites will have direct links and downloadable resources to help you wade through some of these options. Now, I also highly recommend that you secure a local employment lawyer who you can book consultation calls with whenever you need it. This person should be an ongoing resource for you. It is so worth it to have them guide you through the specifics of your region as you're considering big decisions that affect your team. They can also help you keep a fresh perspective on things, especially in terms of legalities, and ensure that your rational mind is in charge so that you make some solid decisions. So regarding payroll spending, generally you have some options. So let me walk you through some of them. And before you start to think about some of these options not being a fit and you just simply want to write them off, I want to encourage you to let these options simmer a bit in your mind. Okay, here's option 1 when payroll and people are at the forefront of your concerns. You can continue to pay people if you have reserves set aside or if you have a line of credit and it can bear it, or you can increase that line of credit. Now, I encourage all of my clients to have 3 months worth of expenses set aside in a separate account at all times. Some of my clients have 6 months worth. It certainly will give you confidence and leeway to make choices. If you do not have these reserves, and if your local government is slow to provide any kind of financial support for small businesses, and if your lending partners will not provide you further funding, you still have some options for temporary relief. Option 2, when payroll and people are at the forefront of your concerns? Well, you can ask people to take the vacation owed to them now, or use a blend of vacation owed and paid time off earned, because those funds would have already been allocated in your budget. You may even have team members come forward and volunteer to do this. Being transparent about your challenges and offering this up as an option, rather than immediately cutting jobs, shows respect for your team. People will appreciate the opportunity to help stabilize the business while still benefiting from time off. Giving your business a few weeks to reassess, pivot, or explore new revenue opportunities could mean the difference between temporary struggles and long-term success. Option 3, when your payroll and people are at the forefront of your concerns, is that you can reduce your hours of operation. A reduced work week can also set up for anyone working from home. Of course, you'd want to set some clear direction with your team members about priorities and set up some drum beats to review those priorities each week. Now, combined with reducing your hours of operation, you can offer job shares. This might be a good fit, especially if you've made cross-training a standard practice for your team, along with some robust process documentation. You would reduce the work and the hours across a couple of team members with a set schedule. So it's not ideal, but a reduced paycheck is better than no paycheck at all. Here's option 4. You can shift salaried team members to hourly. Now, same thing here. A reduced paycheck for sure, yet still some income coming in. Hourly team members can be scheduled based on workload demand, ensuring you're only paying for the labor you need while maintaining operational efficiencies. And we know that downsizing completely can create uncertainty and fear, which impacts team morale. So offering an hourly option allows team members to keep some income, and you'll be making it clear that you're doing your best to retain them in some capacity. This option also gives people time to adjust, seek additional work if they need it, and even develop new skills while remaining part of your team. Another option is that you can redeploy work. Now, this is a great option when you have a mix of entry-level team members and more senior team members. You can set new expectations for your more experienced team members to take over or take back tasks so that you can reduce costs and team members. So here's a great feel-good moment. Your team members who have the expertise that other people need can act as consultants for those business owners. Your team members could also get paid to provide resources for another business owner. Resources such as videos, worksheets, models, and other methods of teaching colleagues. The key here is to ask yourself, how can your team members look like paid help to others, even at a reduced rate? And here's the last option that I'll share with you today. When payroll and people are at the forefront of your concerns, you can lay people off. Now, this is difficult, but unfortunately, it may be necessary for some businesses. If revenue has declined significantly, keeping too many people on payroll could put your entire business at risk. Strategic layoffs can help ensure your business survives, and you can rebuild it when conditions improve. Layoffs also give team members certainty, rather than leaving them in limbo with reduced hours or reduced pay. This can also allow them to seek new opportunities with clarity instead of waiting for things to improve. By making these tough decisions now, you increase the likelihood that your business can recover, and you could even rehire when your market stabilizes. By reducing your payroll costs, it can free up funds to invest into a pivot, a new revenue stream, or a new customer retention strategy that can accelerate your recovery. So, laying people off is never ideal for any business owner. Yet when you can provide severance, assisting with job placement, or even offering to rehire people when conditions improve, it can soften the impact and maintain goodwill. So overall, downsizing allows you to focus your resources on the most critical positions needed to sustain your operations. And this can help you restructure and become more efficient. So here's the thing. Moving forward with downsizing can be an opportunity to reinvent yourself, your business, and rediscover the reason why you opened your business in the first place. It's also an opportunity to realize that you can run lean and be nimble. However, you want to be sure that you don't create a team that is tiny but tense instead of tiny and mighty. Burnout is already prevalent in the workplace, As leaders, it's our job to consider how to maintain the base systems for generating revenue in your business without fear-based slash and burn mentality, but take on more of a rational and phased approach using data to reduce the impacts of payroll. It starts with considering who you need on your team in order to keep leads coming in, and then the proper skill sets to nurture those leads. People are still buying. People still need your product and services, especially if you've pivoted your offer. So how will you attract those clients and customers, and how will you maintain the relationships with your current clients? So who do you need to be surrounded with as you plan to launch your new business model and your new team structure? Yes, you are in flux. Yes, your business can level out and even expand again in time. This is a new phase you're about to embark on. So be sure you have the right people surrounding you to support this shift and the mental load that you'll be carrying for a bit. Remember that the team members you keep on are also going to be affected. They'll feel the difference in having to do more with less people, and they will likely notice redundancies in some efforts. They may even find that they're more efficient and actually happier without the complexity of a large team or a few underperforming team members. Downsizing is a very big decision, and sometimes it's the best decision you can make, even with the difficulty of taking action on it. I'm here to help you. Hey, did you know that I host a free live workshop every month? Each 1-hour session is designed to go beyond this podcast and connect with you as you lean into learning something new that will help you grow and lead with confidence. And people tell us our workbooks are fantastic. Want to know when the next one is and what we'll be diving into? Subscribe to our weekly newsletter and you'll always be in the loop. This could be the most valuable hour you've invested in yourself in a long time. Everything we do here at Stacking Your Team is designed to help you strengthen your leadership skills and build a high-performing team. So I will see you on Instagram or on LinkedIn, and of course, I'll be here with you next week to join you as you step into expanding your leadership skills even further. See you then.